The year was 1993. Cormac McCarthy sat down to write the second book in the Border trilogy, The Crossing. This was the second of 3 books in the series. The first of 3 crossings takes place under the hot New Mexican sun in the late 1940s on a farm. These 3 crossings are all not literal border crossings, but crossings between different characters, reality, and the space-time continuum. Billy, the main character whom we follow on his journey, was a New Mexican farm boy who lived on a farm with his little brother Boyd and mother and father. The she-wolf had ventured away from her home habitat. Other wolves had left the area due to the lack of food and resources, and her hopes of peacefully raising pups were lost. Billy and Boyd were born and raised on their family's farm. All was very peaceful there, except for the upkeep of the farm and various chores any young boy would try to get around doing. The farm life wasn't always fun, and as a result, Billy, alongside Boyd, would venture from the farm, seeking an adventure. She was starving, cold. The she-wolf has walked hundreds of miles with little to eat and wandered from her home habitat in the mountains. When she finds the farm, she feasts on the livestock. In the wolf's eyes, this is a well-deserved meal. However, Billy's father is not happy with the wolf feeding on his cattle and tells his 2 boys to capture and kill the wolf. The first time Billy sees the she-wolf, he tries to kill it since it was eating a small lamb. Instead, the wolf gets away with a full stomach. Billy sets traps around his farm, and in a small wood nearby, he mounts his horse every evening after supper to check the traps for the she-wolf. He finds nothing for days, weeks, until one very evening. With the wolf now nourished back to health, Billy and Boyd set off to return the wolf to its home in the mountains. Billy is a happy man. He has a great life. His brother is with him, always watching his back, and his she-wolf companion loves him. This is the start of a journey Billy will never forget. Billy and Boyd journey for many days, weeks, even months to bring the wolf back to the mountains. They run into many troubles, the biggest being traveling gangs. They try and kill the 2 brothers, and even try to kidnap the wolf. Our characters manage to hold off for a long time together, until one day. On a sunny day in the desert, a gang comes along, but instead of attacking them, their leader, a woman, tells Boyd she loves him, and the 2 disappear together. A few days later, a gang attacks Billy, and they manage to kidnap the she-wolf. Billy rides into a nearby town and asks the lawmen if they have seen Boyd or the wolf. They have not, and they tell Billy that traveling gangs rarely come to the same town twice. Shortly after leaving the town, Billy rides to a creek to get a drink. However, he is met with more than just water. He comes face to face with his brother. However, His brother is dead. His body was dumped into the creek. Billy wraps his brother's body in some rags and gives him a proper burial nearby. Billy later finds the wolf in a gang's camp, encaged, starving, and barely breathing. Billy takes out his shotgun and shoots the wolf in the head to put her out of her misery. Much later, Billy decides to return to his family's farm. He is old, broken, and lost. His brother is now dead, and so is the wolf. He is a failure. While Billy is riding home, a small dog comes up to him and his horse. Billy pulls back on the reins of the horse to scare the dog, shouting at it, "Be gone! Go away!" The dog then runs and disappears. After Billy calms down, he dismounts his horse and looks for the dog. He calls for it, but it is gone forever. Billy starts to cry, since the dog is now gone from his life forever. The small dog that came up to Billy is a symbol of Billy's life. He had everything, and he didn't acknowledge or appreciate when he did. Now that everything is gone, he is alone in life. Cormac McCarthy has won several awards, including the MacArthur Fellowship and the Pulitzer Prize. The title of the book, The Crossing, relates to Cormac McCarthy's life at the time, since he was undergoing religious problems and disbeliefs. He now has resolved those issues. However, the characters experience emptiness in their lives, as McCarthy did while writing this book. The Crossing won the IMPAC award in 1996, only 2 years after publication. The author's style is like a caterpillar. It is very peaceful and slow-moving, just like the book.